News and Events COVID-19 on June 30. Note, this is a collaborative video made between Travel for All FanPage and Knowledge of Coronavirus channel. Please respectfully welcome everyone. The following is the remarkable news most on June 30 as follows. 1. Hot news. The COVID-19 situation in the U.S. is very worrying. The number of cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. states increased to its highest level after months of efforts to implement measures to reduce the risk of disease spread but not equally applied across the country. In the past 6 days, the U.S. recorded an unprecedentedly high number of new infections per day, always above 40,000. In the past 24 hours, the U.S. detected 41,341 more cases, bringing the total number of COVID-19 people to 2,678,418 cases, including 128,767 deaths. Currently, the United States also recorded 1,104,171 people with COVID-19 recovered. Western and southern states such as California, Texas and Florida have reimposed restrictions to prevent epidemics. 2. General updated situation of COVID-19 in the world as of 6 a.m. on June 30 at Asian time, according to Worldometers, 10,395,643 people were infected with COVID-19 acute respiratory infection, including 507,416 deaths and 5,646,130 recovering. On June 29, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus announced that it will send a team of experts to China next week to investigate the origin of the new strain of coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, caused the COVID-19 pandemic. 3. Brazilian news. Meanwhile, Brazil with 1,368,195 cases of COVID-19 and 58,314 deaths is the most affected country in the region and the second highest in the world after the U.S. Medical experts fear this figure is in fact even higher due to the country's limited testing capacity. Brazilian president will be fined for not wearing a mask. Federal Judge Renato Barello of Brazil stated in a public ruling on June 23 that the Brazilian President Bolsonaro will be fined $387 a day for failing to follow some of the epidemic prevention regulations, including do not wear a mask. It is known that the Brazilian leader has repeatedly appeared in public in demonstrations, shops, even at a barbecue party on the vote, but wearing an improper mask or not wearing. Meanwhile, wearing a mask has become a mandatory rule in the capital city of Brasilia since the end of April. 4. Japanese news. On June 29, the Japanese government said it would add 18 countries to the blacklist as part of border control measures to prevent the COVID-19 pandemic from spreading. The Japanese government is currently considering lifting travel restrictions for countries with good control of the COVID-19 epidemic. According to Worldometers data, as of June 30, the country recorded 18,467 cases, including 972 deaths. 5. Indonesia news. The head of the government's anti-COVID-19 task force, Doni Monardo, said more than 70% or even 90% of people with COVID-19 in some parts of Indonesia had no symptoms, OTF. 6. African news. In Africa, the number of COVID-19 cases as of September 29 has nearly reached 400,000, namely 396,081 cases, up 10,779 cases from the previous day. The number of deaths in this continent is 9,909 cases, up to 11 cases. The country most affected was South Africa, with 144,246 cases, followed by Egypt with 66,754 cases, Nigeria with 25,133 cases. 7. China news. A new strain of influenza virus likely to become a pandemic was discovered by scientists in China. This strain of influenza has only recently appeared and been seen in pigs, but can be transmitted to humans, scientists say. They fear the strain could further deform and spread easily from person to person and cause a global pandemic. Although this strain is not an immediate problem right now, it has all characteristics of a highly adaptable virus to infect humans and should be closely monitored. Because this is a new virus, humans may have very little or no immunity to this influenza strain. Scientists write in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that measures to control this virus in pigs and close monitoring of workers in the pig industry should be done quickly. 8. The EU has opened its borders to 15 countries. The European Union (EU) has announced that it will open its borders to 15 countries, with China alone, but with some conditions. EU governments have agreed with the 14 safe countries list, which will allow resumption of normal travel activities since July, and the list does not include the US. According to the announcement, published on June 30, the EU decided to extend a travel ban for US citizens for at least another 2 weeks, depending on the situation in the country. 9. Uruguay and Paraguay are the 2 countries with anti-COVID-19 success, despite being close to the Brazilian outbreak. Although Latin America has become the new center of the COVID-19 epidemic, the small countries of Uruguay and Paraguay have gone against regional trends and may soon declare a successful anti-epidemic. The world was surprised by the fact that Paraguay had 13 cases, while Uruguay had 26 deaths as of June 26, even though the 2 countries bordering Brazil are a country where more than 55,000 people died of COVID-19 and is currently the second most serious outbreak in the world. There are also notable reports from these 2 countries. It is the Uruguayan people who enjoy progressive social policies over the long term, such as the widespread health system and nearly 100% of people having access to tap water, are the 2 main factors that help to curb COVID-19. 19. Uruguay is gradually reopening schools and shopping centers but still applying social spacing, masks and testing on a large scale. In the west, sandwiched between Brazil, Argentina and Bolivia, is Paraguay, a country with similar success in controlling the pandemic. The landlocked nation of 7 million people has recorded 1,569 cases and 13 deaths as of June 26. Paraguay succeeds with fast, strong governmental measures, plus good behavior by many number of people. 10. Facebook faces a global campaign to boycott advertising. The CEO of Common Sense Media said the campaign, Stop Hate for Profit, will begin calling for big European companies join boycott ads on Facebook. He asserted that Stop Hate for Profit would put pressure on Facebook globally and hoped European authorities would take a tougher stance with Facebook. This month, the European Commission (EC) also announced new regulations requiring technology companies, including Facebook, to send monthly reports on how to handle misinformation related to the translation acute respiratory tract infection (COVID-19). Organizers of the boycott campaign have made such dramatic moves after arguing that the new measures Facebook introduced on June 26 to block ads and labeled hostile speeches from politicians do not respond required by the campaign. This movement requires Facebook to apply separate censorship to assist users who are discriminated against because of their race or other identifiable characteristics, to be more transparent about the number of hate speech reported and stop taking profit ads from harmful content. In addition, Facebook is also said to not offer a solution for refund requests for companies whose ads are displayed next to the infringing content. Our newsletter is now over. Thank you for always watching and supporting our videos. Knowledge of coronavirus, channel and travel for all fanpage respectfully, and see you in the next video.